This is contiguous saddle with a pre-knit with a ribbing cast on for the back of the neck and a ribbing. You can see this is knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, facing for the front, or neck edge for the front. The yarn is all cotton. It has no spring to it. It's 4 strands of something that probably came on a cone. I bought it off eBay when somebody tore their sweater apart, and I like it a lot. I think I finally found what I'm going to use it for. This is working out really well. This is where I started. This is a size 3, still the size 3 needle, but I did the 4-stitch saddle, Conti saddle, front and back, and you can see it's wanting to curve the shoulder line. The shoulder line stitches aren't cramped, but because there are so many increases in such a small column of fabric, it's causing ripples, and it's causing it to look like it's puckering. The second mistake I made was I actually made 3 mistakes, but the second I made was, instead of doing rib, I did a garter neck edge, and with no spring in this yarn, it stands out a little bit from my body when I test fit it, which I don't care for. The other thing I did was I failed to take into account how many rows I had in the neck edge. So when I counted my rows to point B, I had too many. So when I put it on, it's this much hanging over the end of my shoulder onto my arm, and I don't like that. But all in all, that's where I started. This is the second attempt, and you can see it's pretty much a bit day and night. I did a fading saddle in the front, and although you can see ripples in the back, there are no ripples in the front, and as a pairing that works really well. Can you see there's ever so slight curve to this shoulder line? That's the way our body is built, so that's really good. I did 2x2 rib here. I wish I had done 4 knit at the end instead of 2 knit, 2 purl, 2 knit. I wish I'd done 4 knit at the end. This would have looked better. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think it would look better. The other thing I did was, you can see it here. If you look closely, you can see that I have a lot of extra stitches here. That's for the start of the sleeve. Every other stitch has been doubled. So, and that looks really good. I'm really pleased with that. And here is how I did it to have it not be so gapey. I went down to this. I'm working on a number 3 here, and this is a number 1 DPN. So when I came up to where I'm wrapping the stitches for the turn for the faux set-in sleeve, I'm putting the wrapped stitch and the next 2 stitches on the DPN. Then when I come back, I wrap the stitch that's on the DPN and I knit the next 2 onto my DPN. And that gives me a smaller, tighter stitch here where it's going to transition from the garment to the sleeve. 2 more things. When I started you can see the fading saddle at this point is right here. When I started the fading saddle, with the increase at the neckline. You can see it's right here and it curves this way. That helped accentuate the change from the drop to the after drop V-neck. That's number 1. Here's number 2. I redid my calculations. I don't like having to do increases where the sleeve meets the body. That doesn't please me. I'm already doing an increase on the sleeve. I want it nice and clean. I don't want to clutter it up with extra. So I calculated how many extra stitches I was going to need when I reached point C, and I divided that in half, the what I still needed in half, and I'm putting them in darts. Now look what this does. This is really trick. Look how, now I've already done the neck shaping. You can see I've done neck shaping. In the last short row turn for the neck shaping, that's where I started my dart. And look how it has improved the consistency of the shape of the neck. It's like it's forcing it to say, this is the flat spot, you will be flat. And that's working out really well. I like that.